Hi guys, OB Dave here.
And I am Ash.
Together we're OB Dave and I am Ash.
Yeah.
It is true. I am one step closer to becoming an actual electrician now.
I know.
It's not all talk anymore.
No.
Literally passed my level 2 City and Guilds.
Yeah.
So there you go.
The name of the course already.
Electrical Technologies, I think it is. The reason is we do it in weekly like fortnightly modules or weekly modules. So I've ticked off that many different exams and that many things that I get confused about the name of the actual all of it put together.
That's fair.
But either way, I've got a level 2. I start level 3 on Monday.
Woohoo!
And my last 2 exams I got distinctions in. So
yeah.
How do you like them apples?
He's smart.
92.5%, which is really annoying because I've been saying 93 to everyone because you round up. As you learn in your science exams, you round up when it's a 5.
Yeah, not in like education. It was just I got lucky that they rounded my degree up because I wouldn't have got the qualification that I did. I am not academic, by the way, not in the slightest. Just because I'm a scientist does not make me not smart.
I've enjoyed re-engaging that bit of my brain.
Yeah, but you're really academic. You're really smart.
I used to be like 20 odd years ago, but I've abused my brain and I've gotten home at like 1 in the afternoon too many times, pulling all-nighters and stuff. And have you ever seen that bit? See, I think it's in Family Guy or the Cleveland Show where Cleveland is talking really fast. I think he's like an auctioneer, one of those guys. And then he gets hit in the head and he just goes, and that becomes Cleveland's voice.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
That's what I've done to myself, but without repeatedly hitting myself in the head, just by abusing myself over 20 years.
Too hard, basically.
And just my voice has got slower and deeper, and I'm like,
Well, I was never academic, no matter how hard I tried, so nothing could change that.
You're an actual scientist with a degree.
Yeah, because I literally, like, blood, sweat and tears, and when I say tears, I cried my eyes out all through my degree. It was the best 3 years of my life, and it was the smartest I've ever felt. But it was a struggle. I was like, if you ask any of my mates, like I was that annoying one where I sat right at the front of the class.
I've been at college. I've been at the front of the
class.
Like
staring at them, spending time with the lecturers after.
I'm short-sighted though. I used to sit at the back in high school and refuse to wear glasses.
No, I was just desperate to not be like here whispering and be distracted. I was just like, I must listen.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think Theo Vaughan is much cleverer than he lets on?
Oh, 100%. It's the same as like, too. I think Carl Pilkington is way smarter than he lets on.
Growing up a mile away from Carl Pilkington, knew loads of Carl Pilkingtons growing up. So whereas I think he's lent into it and he's made his money and good on him. I think that is him.
No, I think otherwise, why would Ricky Gervais hang out with someone like that?
Because he was a radio producer for Ricky's
show. Yeah, but how do you become a radio
producer
Merchant without having a level of intelligence and
charm?
Well,
he's obviously got... Everyone's capable of doing a job. I don't think he's thick, but I just think he's...
No, but personality in the presenter or, something like that, like radio.
Anyway.
You have to have charm.
I think Theo is a lot more clever than he lets on.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, you kind of briefly brought up this situation with a YouTuber who's been outed recently, and I didn't want to talk about it yesterday. Yes. Again, I'm not, because it's not for us to speculate on these things. Like, I don't know enough about it.
No.
But Theo had him on the podcast not too long ago, and basically spoke about it a couple of days ago, and has come out saying it's just unfair what people are trying to do to him. He's a great guy. He's been texting him, making sure he's okay. Like, Theo's been reaching out to this kid and making sure he's all right. I think Theo's a really good guy.
I think Theo's a great guy.
Yeah. But
He's
anyway.
just had a pretty weird life.
100%. Well, this is going to give you a little taste of his weird life. This is Theo Vaughan's hilarious cocaine story.
Okay.
I think it was the first time he was on Rogan. And it's where I discovered who Theo Vaughan was when he first did Rogan.
Look how young and baby-faced he is.
Didn't have I think... when he talks about sobriety, I think he's only been sober for about 2 years, something like that. I think he's fallen off the wagon a few times.
Okay.
There's actually a stand-up set of him on magic mushrooms that we need to react to at some point called Theo's Magic Set. It's good. But anyway, let's do it. So this is Theo Vaughan's hilarious cocaine story.
Let's do it.
You ready for it?
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, and cocaine. Oh, go back to that vest story, man. So here's what happened. So I would do some cocaine at the house and put on these different vests.
How many did you buy again?
I don't know. I spent too much on them, but I would probably say The priciest one I had was probably about $210. Nice.
Damn.
Yeah. And so I would get fucked up and put these vests on and put on sunglasses and no like Buffalo Bill shit, but at least partying by myself, you know. And one time I was making a smoothie, you know, because I got like a new, I don't know what kind of blender it is, but it was pretty nice. And I was making like a nice smoothie, and I'm fucking coked up, I'm partying, you know, I'm living high on the hog. Got these 2 vests on, maybe, right? And I thought I heard something outside, right? Which is kind of weird to even think of when you have a blender going, right? So I leave out of my apartment to go in the hallway, lock myself out with the blender going. 2:30 in the morning, coked up out of my brain, right? Now I have to go to my landlord, dude, who lives right down the hall.
Oh, no.
And tell him, like, hey, man.
2:30 in the morning. I got locked out. And the blender's on, son. Oh, my God. He must have hated you.
Oh, the blender shorts out and smoke happens. The fire alarm starts going off in the building right as I'm at his door knocking. Right?
Oh, my God.
So now he's pissed, and he's like, what's going on?
Oh, shit.
And I didn't know what to say. I told him that I was throwing a late Christmas party, dude. It was fucking end of January.
How old were you at the time?
Huh? Oh, this is 2.5 years ago. So I was 35. So he comes back to my...
I love these stories. Like, he's so, like, we all have stories like this, but he remembers them, whereas I don't really remember them until, like, you're around your mates and then someone starts, like, talking and they go, oh, yeah, like that. And then it starts to build a story. But, you know, I've got the worst memory for everything.
Theo is the king of it. But, like, obviously, I'm a regular Rogan listener.
Yeah.
I only listen to the ones where I'm interested in the guest. I don't just religiously listen. But Jamie, the producer, who you just heard laugh in the background there, has been with Rogan for years. He makes it sometimes, because when he starts pissing himself when there's comedians on there, like, listen out for his laugh in a minute. It just adds to it.
Okay.
But yeah, Theo's just a nutcase.
I know, yeah. He's had quite the life.
End of January.
How old were you at the time?
Huh? Oh, this is 2.5 years ago. So I was 35. I was 35. Bro. So he comes back to my apartment, right? He's fucking pissed. He unlocks the door. There's nobody in there.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, man, but it was fun.
Oh, my God.
That was fun.
How long did you live there for?
I still live there. Yeah, we've kind of, like, I've caught him doing some things. So I think we're all even.
How long have you been sober for?
2 years. In 2 weeks, it'll be 2 years.
What was the big thing where you like, I got to get my shit together?
Dude, I was going on Opie and Jim when Opie and Jim Norton had a radio show at Sirius, and it was actually on. It's on Ari's, that show that he had. This is not happening, and I ended up doing coke all night, driving a taxi. I was in a taxi. The driver, this dude Luigi, got me an escort. I didn't want an escort. We're doing cocaine in like Harlem or something, North Harlem.
You and the cab driver doing coke.
And I was taking a cab from a party to my hotel. And so we end up off on this other excursion. Next thing you know, I'm driving the taxi. He's in the back with the hooker. It's 5:30 in the morning, and I got to be on the radio station at, 6:30 or something. So I get to the radio, and I can't even talk. And Daryl Strawberry's the other guest, right? Who's the baseball player who also had a drug problem. But he's like 13 years sober. And so it was this weird moment where, like, I thought I was kind of cool, but then here's a man who, like, I'd always in my head maybe somewhere thought, oh, that guy's like a cokehead. But then here he is, eloquent, put together, successful. And here I am, I can't even talk. And I'm with two men that I admire, Opie and Jim Norton, just to be honored to be on the show, And so I was like, this is, I'm not making choices. Like there's some unevenness here,
And so what did you do after that? Join a 12-step program?
Join a 12-step program, yeah. And then, so I've been in that then. Since then, it's helped me out,
Do you know what? Good on him. It must be so hard. Like, I suppose we all have suffered some sort of addiction at some point in our lives. Yeah, sure. Everybody has. But some people find it easier to stop. Some people don't. It was like talking to my bro and Graham the other weekend when I stopped in to see them on their way through Manchester to see my cousin fight. And they were like, once a smoker, always a smoker. Like, you'll still always crave it. And it's been decades for Graham. Decades.
I gave up smoking years ago.
But it's different for different people. Like, you just gave up. Like, it was nothing. How many times have I tried? Loads.
A good question would be, how many times have I smoked since I gave up smoking?
A couple of times. And you just don't get back onto it.
30?
Whereas,
40?
well, this is it.
But it's over 10 years, and they'd be like on a night out, load of beers and stuff. You end up having one.
But this is what I mean. My brother was like smoke free for over a decade, had the odd one, would pinch one when I was down visiting, and then was back on them. And then he's had to try and find a way to quit again, all over again, which must be absolutely horrendous.
I think Theo has relapsed a couple of times.
Yeah, it must be so tough.
When he does these sort of podcast appearances on other people's and they talk about sobriety and stuff, a lot of the time people will say, so how long have you been sober for? And it changes sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it'll be like it's, been a year, and then obviously this was years ago, and it was 2 years. So I think he's maybe had a couple of wobbles. But I think it's one of the things that makes him so
honest and such a good bloke,
he's
isn't
He's vulnerable, and he's not afraid to put it out there. And
he's also not afraid to talk about like pedo stories and like doing cocaine and like
that Daryl Strawberry story. He's got a whole stand-up bit about it where he explains exactly what happened and takes you bit by bit, and it's fucking hilarious.
Is it?
That whole taxi ride and the hooker and all that sort of stuff. We need to check that out. That
sounds amazing. I'd like to see more of Theo. I really enjoy him. The little bits that we have been seeing of him, I think he's great. Yeah. He's so funny. He's so intelligent. Like you said, he's an open book, which is what I appreciate.
I think so.
We don't have enough of that in our world. It's like actually how we were talking about like our like go-to characters in Game of Thrones, and for you it was Bronn because he's just Bronn. He's a sellsword. He's got no bullshit.
I think go-to character's the wrong thing there, but we were talking about it, and I was saying at least he admits the fact that he's a monster, whereas loads of people in Game of Thrones
pretend they're not.
They're pretending they're not, or they know they are, but they're pretending to people that they're some saint, or they are a saint with a dark side. Like
until they need to,
Bronn's
use their force. Isn't he? He's just Bronn. He's just Bronn.
Yeah. Right, nice. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that too. If you do want to see more Theo on the channel, just let us know.
Yeah.
We are going to do that Daryl Strawberry story because I forgot about it.
That would be great.
And when he started going into it there, I actually thought to myself, have we got long enough for him to tell that story?
No, it was 3.
And it was like 4 minutes or whatever. So, cheers for the support as always, guys. It means the world, and we will see you all very soon.
Bye, guys.